Welcome. Hello. Greetings to you from Paul Rotherham. Lovely to have you with us for another edition of the Coaching Hour. We do still call it the Coaching Hour, although we are making a concerted effort for it to not be 1 hour, because we've realized your time is valuable, as is ours. And I think very often things in smaller doses are considerably more impactful. But thank you for joining us for this. I have no doubt whatsoever it's going to be a very productive session. How do I know that? Well, firstly, because in the Coaching Hour, I'm joined by my two lovely hosts, Marika and Mary. Let's say good day to you both. Hello, Mary and Marika.
Hi, Paul.
Nice to have you here. Mary.
Good day. Good day.
There we go.
Good
nice
day.
to have you.
Good day.
Nice to have you with us, ladies. Thank you for joining us. And the second reason I know that it's going to be a great edition is because last episode, we introduced a gentleman by the name of Falk, who started chatting about productivity and how to make the most of our time, how to filter out all the bad stuff that eats away our minutes and our hours, and how to replace that with things that add value to our life. And so for this, the second installment with Falk, we have another wonderful episode lined up for you. And Marika, I'm going to allow you to tell us more about that.
Good, thank you, Paul. So today, yes, we have again Falk Winter with us, and he is sharing a module of his productivity toolkit, which I think is probably one of the most important ones, and it's called "The Quality of Your Life is Determined by the Quality of Your Habits." So this is quite interesting, and I really look forward to it because there's a few habits that I know I need to start applying. So thank you, Falk. We're very excited for this topic.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much, Marika, Paul, Mary. Good to be here on this holiday here in South Africa. Let's continue our productivity toolkit, guys. Last time, remember we talked about get in charge of your time and your life. We talked about the power tower. Now we go to habits. And I tell you, habits is one of the most important topic we can ever discuss. And this quote actually is not from me, Marika, what you said. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your habits. It's from Joe Dispenza. Some of you may know him, Dr. Joe Dispenza. He had great books out there, some meditations also. And really, it comes down to the fact, guys, what we don't have as a habit, we don't have it. As you know, we just talked with Marika at the beginning. You know, every year, people, I want to go to the gym and live healthier and lose weight and this kind of stuff. Gyms are full and you come back in March, what happened? Oh, you know what? It was so hard. Life got in the way, busy family life. I got sick. I have other things to do. So people fall off their good intentions, their good resolutions, and don't keep going. And today should really serve, for you to give you some advice, some hints, some information, some strategies, how to install intelligent habits. I also give you a choice because some people don't know what habits really are. And there are two things. We talk so much about goal setting and goals in life. But goal is one thing. What do you do when you have achieved your goal? So smart people, they have still goals, but they are much more concerned about what habits or what daily routines or what systems they have in place. And that's the topic for today. As always, I appreciate your questions. Slow me down, ask questions, and whatever special challenge you have, we can address today. So what's a habit? Anybody, what's a habit? And how long does it take? What do you know already about this habit stuff?
So the habits is the behavior that is involuntary because it's a habit that is automatic because of repetition of the same thing. So it becomes automatic behavior.
Absolutely, Mary. Correct. It's something automatic. It's a routine. Habits are good or bad? What do you think?
Both. It depends what the habit is.
Yes.
For instance, if you have the habit of smoking and vaping, it's not particularly good. But if you have a habit of getting up early and doing some meditation or reading your Bible or going for a run, that could be good. But again, everything in moderation.
Absolutely. We cannot say habits are bad. I mean, to walk, to talk is a habit. Tying our shoes, brushing our teeth in the morning, that's a habit. And by the same time, grabbing our phone first thing in the morning, checking social media every hour, taking our phone wherever we go, sitting on one series after another one, after another one, after another one, postponing, procrastinating. These are all habits. So where does it sit? It sits in the subconscious mind, you know, that which runs 95% of our life. It sits down there, develops over time. As you said, Mary, absolutely correctly, it's being developed by repetition, doing the same thing again and again and again. So these neural pathways, as the scientist says, are being formed. It's like, you can imagine, you know, it's like a record, you know, these old vinyl records. And the deeper you go with the groove, with the needle, the deeper, the stronger the habits become. And it's why, you know, if you're older and you have certain habits, it's much harder to get rid of them, but there's always hope and there's always a chance to do it. How long does it take to install the habit? That's another thing. There's some different opinions out there, depending on who you ask. What do you think? How long does it take to form a habit, develop a new habit?
I think it takes 21, but then it's 90 days for it to become totally, you know, integrated.
Absolutely, Mary. It's depending on whom you ask, huh? Between 21 days and 66 days. But, you know, very often it's not enough. I tell you, one habit I have is taking a cold shower in the morning. If you ask how long do I do this? I do this for 45 years. And I still hate it. I don't like it. And I still do it. So it can take a while, huh? To form a habit. And to keep a habit, no, jumping in the pool this morning was bloody cold, but still good. And when do you know you have a certain thing as a habit? What do you know? What do you think? When do you know, aha, this is my new habit now? What is the criteria for this? Any idea, anybody?
When you don't even realize that you're doing it, it just happens.
Yes.
It's
Well, yeah.
effortless.
Effortless, you just do it, you do it automatically. And another criteria is, I would like to give you, if you cannot do it, or if you don't do it, you miss it. You miss it. Let's say you have the habit of jogging in the morning, you know, or let's say 3 times a week for some time. And suddenly you break your leg and you're in the hospital and you miss your jogging. You know, you miss your jogging. It means a habit. For me, like when I travel, whatever, to the equator country where it's warm, or now went into Germany, it was very warm. So the shower water in the morning was not warm. It was not nice. I missed the cold shower. So I know, okay, it's a habit. Okay, these are just some criteria for you to know when it is. Now look at these 4 things. What I've written here, how to install new habits. And this is from James Clear. Guys, James Clear, Atomic Habits. I think some of you know this book, one of the best books. I think it's also one of the bestseller lists now, out for some time. It's all from him, huh? I don't want to take credit for it. James Clear, How to Install New Habits. I just broke it down here, make it a little simpler, condense it. He identified 4 things, how to install new habits. So the new activity, you have to make it obvious, attractive, easy, enjoyable. Then we can talk a little bit about accountability partner and to start. And again, it comes back to the fact what we don't have as a habit, you know, we don't have it. Why is this? This is because, you know, our willpower is very limited. Our willpower is in our conscious mind. Remember, conscious mind runs 5% of our life, subconscious mind, automatic 95% of our life. So the little willpower, even if you think we have tons of it, we don't have much. Willpower, discipline, 5%. So that means doing things by sheer power, we fail. That means installing a habit, you don't need any more willpower. As you said, you do it automatically, you do it routinely. So it doesn't cost you any effort, focus, or energy. And that's why the good stuff we want to do in life, we should form them into habits. And I always, when I work with clients, I teach them, I say, 2 habits at a time. 2 habits at a time, not more. You know, people again start a new year. Oh, this is the new me. I want to start everything and everything make new. And again, they fall flat on their face a couple of weeks later, all of them. So start, always focus only on 2 new things, 2 new routines you want to install, 2 new activities you know you should do, and decide, okay, these 2 I'm going to do for the next 6 weeks. And then once you have it as a habit, then you can take a new one. So what James said in his book also is, so you can imagine within a year, you can really become this new person. Because in a year, if you do every 2 months a new one, you can have about 10 or 12 new habits. And this is powerful stuff, guys. And I will give you some activities later. If you install, you know, some different activities, this is very powerful. So let's go through them. Any questions so far? Otherwise, we start with the technique or with the system, how to install a new habit.
I've got a comment or at least a question here, Falk. Point 4, you're saying that it needs to be enjoyable. From my perspective, and I'd like your comments on this, the process might not necessarily be enjoyable, but you will appreciate afterwards having done it. For instance, in your case, a cold shower. I can send you some electricity credits, by the way, if you need them. The cold shower that you have every morning, I'm sure you would agree that the physical showering in the cold water is actually not enjoyable. I have a very good friend who does regular ice baths. In the summer, they get into an ice bath literally in somebody's deep freeze in their home. They fill it with water, they freeze it, and they literally break the ice to get into it. And then in the winter, he swims in one of our local dams where the water is literally 2-3 degrees. He will tell you it sucks, it's horrible, it's difficult. But afterwards is where you have the benefits of having enjoyed whatever that habit is. It's the same with my running. There are times where I can honestly tell you my training program is not enjoyable. It's a tough session. I don't like what I'm doing. There might be moments in the session that I enjoy, but for the main part, it's not an enjoyable session. Afterwards, I look back and I think, wow, okay, it was challenging and there is some reward in completing a challenge. But just your comments on it being enjoyable.
Absolutely. You know, I'm with you, Paul, on this. It's very often, it's afterwards when the joy comes through, the contentment, you know, the satisfaction. But there are some things to make it even enjoyable during the process, which is very important because it makes it easier. So we come to it when we, at point number 4, I will give some more hints on this one. So it's not always only afterwards, it's a big time. When it comes to this cold shower thing or the ice bathing or especially exercise, same for me, I do not like it at all. But it's so nice afterwards, and that pushes us doing it again and again and again. So give me some time until we're at point number 4, okay? And I will give you some hints how to really make it enjoyable during the process, okay? Now, let's start with point number 1. Make it obvious, guys, make it obvious. So I always give an example also. So you have to assign location and time. So you have to kind of implementation intention. I will exercise tomorrow morning, 6:45, starting in front of my garage. I wrote here, starting my living room. So this is something you have to tell yourself. Best the evening before. Tomorrow morning at 6:45, I'm gonna start my morning run at, for 10 minutes in front of my garage or whatever. That's very important. You set an intention. Even better, if you want to be better, write it down. And I know it sounds all silly and why should I do this and blah, blah, blah. Just do it, okay? We want to make the new activity obvious. Number 2, habit stacking. After one habit, I do the other one. So you have a current habit. I'm giving here after my afternoon coffee, call it after my morning coffee. I will go for my morning run. Good. But remember, we are retraining the subconscious mind here. The subconscious mind is stupid. It means it runs our whole life, but it's still stupid. It means it cannot accept or refuse what you give to it. It just executes whatever you give it, the poison or the good stuff. Here you give it the thing, okay, I want to run. So it's just teaching it, or after every morning coffee, I gotta go for my run. After every afternoon tea, I spend 20 minutes with my kids, whatever it is. That's why this regularity, after one habit you already have, you do the new habit. Remember, we're talking about a new habit we want to install, let's say the running. So put 2 things together, very important. This is what we call the first strategy, make your new activity obvious. Assign a location and assign a time, okay? Next one, make it attractive. Make it attractive. Join a culture. As you know, coming back to your example, Paul, going into a running club, going into a club who does pottery, does salsa dancing, going into whatever, Weight Watchers. Join a culture. Join a culture where your new, let's call it weird behavior is the norm. It's so much easier. Everybody's crazy. Everybody plays chess. Everybody is knitting in this group. Everybody is whatever gaming, not a good example, but in this club, whatever they do, join a culture. Makes it so much easier. You know, that's why we have these clubs. You get social bonding. So it makes it more attractive. Okay. Temptation bundling, number 2. Take the new activity you want to do with something you want to do with something you need to do. Go back to exercise. I would not recommend to say after my exercise, I can have a big slice of cream tart. You know, I love chocolate cake, for instance, or so. So maybe not bundle these 2 things, but bundle with something else, you know. After I've done my jogging 3 times a week, I get a nice massage every second Saturday, whatever. So temptation bundling, you reward yourself once you've done the new activity you want to install as a habit. Okay. Number 3 here to make it attractive, set a ritual up, a motivational ritual, which is kind of, let's say I want to start meditation, you know, you have your favorite chair and you know, aha, every time I go into this chair, I turn this chair, let's say towards the window. So make it kind of a ritual, you know, before you start meditation. Or every time, you know, when I go to the jogging, I put on my favorite sneakers and I tie my shoes. The ritual is tying these shoes or take the shoes from the cupboard. Again, it is doing something you do again and again and again and again to train your subconscious mind. You know, and that's why it's so important to assign a time, a location, do it preferably with the same time, the same location, do the same ritual, do the same activity before joining a culture makes it easier. Okay, because we want to make sure this new activity we want to form into a routine, we want to form into a habit, and it's not pleasant, so we want to make it easier. That's why I'm giving you all these steps here, what you can apply and do. So we have attractive now. Make it easy, make it enjoyable. That's very important. Huh? Make it easy, make it enjoyable. That's what I said. It comes down to only focus on two habits at any time, and also start very slow, guys. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. People tell me, "Oh, I have no time for exercise." Oh, no time. Of course you have. 2 minutes. We can do my clients here do some push-ups. In 2 minutes, you're sweating. Good. Exercise done. Start with 2 minutes, guys. Very little. That's never an excuse. I have no time. We all have time. Remember, we talked about last time, time management not existing. We have to manage ourselves better. So just start the exercise 2 minutes. I have clients who never done exercise. They just use the first 2 minutes getting dressed. Okay. And then they stop, done. And then, you know, 2 days later, they're getting dressed and setting the foot out of the door. Good, fine, leave it. Next day, getting dressed, foot out the door. Let's walk for a minute. Good. And so you build gradually up, you know, the new routine. I have other clients, again, so crazy, lots of energy. Okay, let's do it right now. Never done jogging. Get out, start jogging, break there, strain their ankle. Of course. You may have examples too. The body sabotages, your subconscious mind sabotages a new habit. You're going out of your comfort zone. You never went jogging. You never did exercise. Your body gonna make sure you stay safe, so it's gonna prevent you from doing it. Then when you have these accidents happening, coming back to exercise, it happens very often. People never done it. They so-called overdo it. They hurt their body. The body want to ensure you stay quiet, you stay safe, you stay in your comfort zone. That's why this 2 minutes rule is so important. We kind of tricking, you know, the radar of the subconscious mind that it doesn't recognize, oh, he or she's doing something crazy here, like jogging, like exercise, something totally unusually, never done. That's why we're building it gradually under the radar. That's very important, huh? So don't go crazy, start slowly, prepare your environment. That's another one. Prepare your environment is really, you know, have your gym clothes, your shoes ready the evening before. You fall over it every day. You cannot start in the morning, oh, I wanted to go do something, and you're looking for your stuff, for your whatever, scuba diving or for your surfing, or you call clients, huh? Calling clients, a good example for business. You have to have the contacts ready, the list ready. So no excuse calling the people next day in the morning. So prepare your environment. You may also know that environment is stronger than willpower. Let me repeat this. Environment is stronger than willpower. You want to get rid of, you know, eating so many sweets or get rid of your belly fat? Make sure you do not have the stuff around. I know it's common sense, but people still forget it. You just don't have it. You open your fridge, there's no Coca-Cola anymore, no Mars Snickers, no morning cereals with lots of sugar. They're just not there. Good. That's the first step. Prepare your environment. And then, of course, use technology, you know, all these fancy watches, you know, they're telling you what are your heartbeats are and how many steps you have done, and you get discovery points and blah, blah, blah. It's good stuff. Use it. You know, use this gamifying things of activities to your advantage. To be proud of yourself, so you make it easy. Use technology. Lots of stuff out there. That's an easy one. Okay. So, yeah. Let me catch the breath a little bit. What comments you have before we come to number 5? make it satisfying. And maybe what I want to do, Paul, getting back to you, when you said like, make it enjoyable. This is really the things like when it comes to reward yourself, reward yourself afterwards. It's really an important thing. And as I said, it doesn't have to be the big ice cream after you're jogging, but doing the massage, give something nice to yourself, because again, it's for your subconscious mind. You tell your body, oh, you've done well, do it again. So a little goodie for you, like you do with your kids, you give them a little goodie, they've done something well. It's to train them, not that they only do something if they get something, but no, they have done well, they get a little reward. It doesn't have to be material or sweets or food, but something, again, it's for the training, what we do. And then, as I said, using technology, so you just make it enjoyable. Or you like one-time purchases, you get a new gym outfit, make it enjoyable. Joining the club is making it enjoyable. So the joy does not always have to come afterwards. Or let's say I have lots of clients, they say, I only put my favorite music on, a certain Spotify track or so, when I do the exercise, when I'm in the gym. Otherwise, I'm not allowing myself using it. Good. So I listen to the music. I have to do this bloody cycling for 20 minutes here now and spinning class and whatever. But it's the favorite music. It's combined with my favorite music. So you make it enjoyable. Okay, you want to make the process enjoyable. That's so important. It keeps us going. So these are some.
I think a very simple example of that, Falk. Sorry to interrupt you there. With the running, you mentioned joining the culture and getting yourself surrounded by people who are like-minded. And in my preparation for Comrades, I joined my local running club, Benoni Northerns. And I can tell you now, without a doubt, where I was at that time, there's no way I would have crossed the finish line of Comrades had I not run with them. And one of the really important little carrots that was dangling for our morning runs, because we did a lot of morning runs and it was starting to get cold, not quite as cold as it was last year when Comrades was in August and they were training right up until that, but it still gets cold early in the morning in May and early June. And one of the incentives for everyone is that after the morning run, you have a coffee or a tea or a Milo. They've actually got a beautiful little coffee place at the club, and they would open that up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning after our run. And for many people, that was actually what was getting them out of bed, was the fact that they knew they were going to enjoy their coffee. It became a ritual and a routine. So every Wednesday, every Friday, every Sunday, whatever the days were, you knew that you were going to enjoy that coffee. And for many people, they didn't really enjoy the running. They did it and it ticked the box. But what they really look forward to most was that social time with their friends after the event and that coffee. So I think that speaks to what you were saying about making it enjoyable.
Absolutely, Paul. That's what it is. So we have to be creative, because we can find something enjoyable about every activity we want to turn into a habit. First we decide about activity, but there's always something, I mean, well done. It's just a great example. That's what it is, Last thing, make it satisfying. We talked about it, giving you a reward afterwards. Habit tracker, it's very important. If it's just a tick in your, as I said, tick the box in your calendar, done. I do it every day about certain habits. I have business habits, personal habits, done, or not done. It's just this ticking off. Again, as kindergarten, as silly as it sounds, it trains your subconscious mind. It's just, okay, done, feels good. Never miss twice. We all fall off. For me, a big thing is when you travel. That's a very routine destroyer. Keeping certain habits up during that time is not that easy. But again, get back on the horse. You just say, okay, don't think about it, go back. That's not a problem. Accountability partner. Accountability partner is something very powerful too, guys. There's a habit contract. Certain things I do, like getting up 5:30 in the morning, having half an hour meditation, and then having a 6 a.m. club. It's what I do every day, Monday to Friday. I wrote it down. You can reach out to us. We can give you a sample of a habit contract. So I write down, this is what I do. This is the one who's checking on me. And these are the consequences, let's say the penalty, we come to it in a second, if I don't do it. And having this in writing, having it written out to yourself, your accountability partner signs, and you put down the penalty. Money is a good thing, whatever hurts you, or running whatever half naked through town, or wearing the t-shirt of the competing, soccer or rugby club, doing something which you do not like to do as a penalty keeps you going. That's the opposite, Paul, what you mentioned of giving you the coffee or the Milo. This is something, if you don't do it, what you're going to do. And these things keep us in check. We need it, We need it. We are not strong enough otherwise ourselves to keep going. Nobody is. So having a mentor, having accountability partners, setting up or writing a habit contract, it's really very powerful stuff. Now,
one of those could be being forced to wear the new Springbok rugby kit.
For
Have you
instance,
seen it?
That's could it be. You know, see here the example like what I give like with the goal. Now, coming back to the exercise, which is the easiest one. You get a workout partner who picks you up, you know, not your best buddy who stays in bed because it's raining and damp and cold outside. No, gonna show up. You hire a trainer and you tell the trainer, you know what, if I don't show up, I pay you tons of money. I'll give an example here, 10,000 Rand. It has to hurt a little bit if I don't show up without the medical certificate if you only get sick. You have to make it serious, guys. No? Announce to everybody on your Facebook group, whatever, you know, I paid the drinks in my running club for all of them, and you know, 50 gonna show up. You really don't want to do it if you don't show up for the training, for instance. You know, when it comes to savings, there's some other things you can do like automatic deductions. And for me, the big thing, as I mentioned, like a news junkie spending too much time on news, just block the web pages, whatever. Make the passwords long and complicated and know how to fill in and stuff. So whatever it is, we have to trick ourselves to make sure we follow through. Okay. And to close our session, you have to decide now. I would encourage you, all listeners, everybody attending here, decide what new action, what new activity you want to turn into a habit. You want to make inevitable. You want to turn into a new routine. And I give you some examples here. The exercise and getting up earlier, planning each day. A lot of people fall flat here the evening before, drinking tons of water. As you know, it's not a lack of sleep which makes you tired. It's lack of water. Reviewing your goals, checking on your emotions. That's a big one. Your thoughts hourly, checking in with yourself, taking the cold shower, the journaling, turning off your phone, or doing your affirmations, setting your intentions, reviewing each day, practicing gratitude, making you feel somebody special, thanking somebody, working in high concentration mode, meditating, praying, building your enthusiasm. So there are lots of stuff to choose from. I hope maybe you got 1 or 2 ideas. Choose 1, maximum 2, and say, okay, I want to make this thing. I know it's good for me. And for many people, it really is planning your day or starting some exercise or changing a food routine, which is a good start. And then just do it. Use the 4 things. Remember, make it enjoyable, satisfying, easy, and accountable. Using these 4 activities, and that, guys, you know, keeps you flying. Okay, that's what it is.
Oh, thank you, Falk. I definitely have 2. I have to exercise and drink more water, and I'm going to use what I've learned today. I really learned a lot.
That's the same as mine.
Really?
I want to swim and drink more water.
We must keep each other in check, Mary.
That's quite funny. Swim and drink more water. So actually all you need to do is swim and just open your mouth.
At the same time. Do it at the same time, Mary.
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Very good, Falk. I love your insights. It's always so well communicated and so easy to understand. And thank you very much for that. This was a very good session today. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It was brilliant. Thank you.
Lovely.
So for everybody that wants to learn more, I mean, Falk is only sharing a snippet of his productivity toolkit, and I can see how much value you can get out of it. So if you want to enroll in his course, there will be a link in the comments where you can enroll. And also, Falk, you mentioned a habit contract. So I'll put your email address there if someone wants to contact you and you would like to share that as well with them.
Perfect.
What was it?
Absolutely. Yes.
Good. Awesome. Thank you so much. It was amazing.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And then just briefly, Mareka, I think this is important because not everybody is going to be watching this content. A lot of people are still listening to it. If you would like to reach out to Falk, what is your email address or the best way to contact you, if it's perhaps through your website, Falk?
Yes, through the website, or it's Falk at, and then the long word, lifetransformingcoaching.com. Falk, F-A-L-K, at lifetransformingcoaching.com. Yep.
Wonderful. All the website, as you've just heard, is www.productivitytransformingcoaching.com. Easy, really. Productivity Transforming toolkitcoaching.com. And I assume we will have you for the next few weeks, so we can look forward to another edition next week. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yes, looking forward to.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. That's Falk Winter, our guest for this edition of the Coaching Hour. And as you've just heard, he will be joining us again. Mary, Mareka, Bayaranki.
You.
Thank you, Shukran.
Time, and we'll look forward to your company in the next edition. I'm Paul Rotherham. Cheers for now.